From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for Up Close and Personal here on The Horse's Mouth on Buzz TV from my bar, of course, at Tommy Max, and brought to you by our good friends at the Heritage Capital Group. This time around, we're talking mosquito prevention, killing them all and getting rid of them. And Enrico Levi is here from Inzecto. Let's welcome in
Tom,
Enrico.
thank you.
Hi, Enrico. How are you?
Very well, actually.
Great to have you at the bar, man.
Thank you to be.
Man, what an
having me
invention.
here.
Listen, you're in the spot to killing mosquitoes. Are you kidding me? Northeast Florida, Southeast Georgia, they're a pain in the rump.
They are, and they also carry diseases. So we want to take care of them from the point of being annoying pests, but also to be carrying a vector of diseases.
Okay. Tell me about your invention. This looks pretty cool.
This has a nice story about the invention because it's the result of a very strong cooperation, public and private, because I had some ideas on what would happen if you could incorporate the insecticides within a coating. At that time, I didn't have much more than that in mind. But I found that the University of Florida was studying what turned out to be this. So a trap that would replicate in shape, color, and scent, because we put inside some leaf infusion. It replicates the shape, the place where female egg-laying mosquitoes want to go to lay their eggs. So rather than being us chasing the mosquitoes with foggers, trying to make it their world impossible to live in, we attract them. We do exactly the opposite. And we're not repellents. We are attracting them.
Right. Bring them in.
What the female mosquito might think when she enters this device, the only thing you need to do is to put water in it.
Right. You fill this up with water.
Yes, exactly. What the female mosquito will find is that she will think that she's the luckiest mosquito in the world. This is the best place to raise my kids. What she doesn't realize is that the inner part of this is covered with our patented coating that incorporates adulticides and larvicides. So she lands on the internal surface to lay eggs, dies at contact. If she doesn't die immediately, but it has time to lay eggs. The eggs die with the larvicide that is released in the water. So we're killing them with two different insecticides in two different stages of their growth. So we're also non-selecting pesticide-resistant mosquitoes. And it's very simple. Everything is contained inside, so no one gets in contact with the insecticide. Only attracts mosquitoes, so you don't have the problems that you have if you're fogging your yard.
You're not killing other
You're not killing bees, the ladybugs, or anything like that. So, and more, the regulation are making it impossible to spray if you have flowers. But then you have, maybe you say, okay, maybe in my yard I don't have flowers, but if I'm spraying, my neighbor has flowers just on the other side of the fence. So I'm killing his bees and he's going to be pissed. So more and more there are less and less permission to do that. This is a great integration. It's a great integration to the pest management companies.
All right, so walk me through. So I'm a homeowner.
Yes.
I love sitting outside. And right around 5 o'clock, the bugs come out. The mosquitoes come out. They start chomping at me. I fill this up with water. Can I put it anywhere in my yard? Does it have to be close to me?
No, there is no limitation.
There is
no limitation. You can go, basically, it's very safe. There is no problem.
One per household. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like one, or would you, if you had a big yard, you want a couple, or what's the deal?
The reality, if you want an entomological answer, is it depends.
Depends how bad you want to get them killed.
But the reality is that each one for these, for like say 2,000 square feet or something, or something like that. Mosquitoes fly, but they don't fly very far. But it might depend on the level of vegetation that you have around yourself. If you have friends coming over at 5 o'clock for dinner, this is not something that you put out an hour before, because what this product does is a disruptor of the life cycle of the mosquito. So only the mosquito that is ready to lay her eggs will be attracted. So in the first, let's say, week or so after deploying the product, you would probably feel a small reduction of the biting. Then there will be almost overnight they're going away because the adults will die, but there will be no newborn that will come out of that.
So it's kind of there's a process to it. So it's not a quick hitting.
It's not
put it out there and forget about it.
No.
Guess what? 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, you're gonna be like, man, there's no bugs out. There's no mosquitoes out.
That's exactly the feeling.
That's great. All right, so you mentioned off air some government funding.
Correct.
Tell me about that a little bit.
We started with the university involvement, and maybe it was a little bit of serendipity. The Army had a graduate student. Actually, I thought the Navy was getting a PhD at the University of Florida, and this kid was basically reporting back to the bases what he was involved and mentioned the technology they were testing. And it was the Pentagon itself actually that contacted us and said, we are looking for a solution to protect our soldiers because they get bit by mosquitoes and they get very debilitating diseases, dengue for instance. So the military has a long history of research against mosquito. Walter Reed, Walter Reed was the one that identified that the yellow fever was brought by mosquitoes.
By mosquitoes. No kidding. Wow.
So there is a special fund that the Pentagon has called Deployed Warfighter Protection Program, and they thought that this was a product that could be so simple to use and so smart as a technology to use that could be phenomenal to be provided to the military because you don't need any special training. Just fill it with water, put them around your them in the shade so that it doesn't overheat because
so it's got to be in the shade or should be in the shade.
They don't want they are smart enough to understand they don't want their eggs to be boiled. So it needs to remain a fresh place. Actually, with the shape like this, it remains fresh. So when the temperature is very high, even males will go in here just to
check it out,
to be fresher.
See if there are any females in.
Oh, there will be. There will be, absolutely.
Right. Well, it makes sense, like because you think about like in Florida here, if you leave, like say you're outside and I don't know, a plant pot fills up with water.
Yes.
Mosquitoes are common.
Yes.
I mean, any standing water, it could be even a tiny bit, like you said. What'd you say, a cap full?
Well, the Asian tiger mosquitoes is being documented to be able to reproduce itself in a Coca-Cola tap flipped upside down with just a ring. So basically, once they are into an urban environment, it's almost technically impossible to eliminate it because in an urban environment these days we are providing a buffet open 24/7 and infinite reproductive places where they can go to.
So has this been brought to market? Are we there yet?
Yes, this is the first year where we have been significant on the market. This year we sold about $2 million of this.
Great. Congrats.
Actually, the way we are dealing is that we're making contract with distributors, so we are expecting 2024 times 2 what we had this year, and 2025 again times 2, because 2025 will be the first year where we also start entering the consumer market. We're working with a private label with big players.
I mean, every store should.
And it actually is a global product in the sense that we have signed a contract actually with an American company, but very active overseas. They are the largest distributor in pest control products in everything in Southeast Asia. Now this product is registered in 25 countries over the world, and they should be double themselves in the next year or so.
Okay, so we know that success as we wrap up here, because I love talking about entrepreneurs. Everyone thinks like, you know, you just met, like it just happened, right? But how long did it take you to get here?
When you started, I was blonde with curly hair. It's been very complex. The
regulations.
The regulatory process is a nightmare. It is a nightmare in the United States. It's a nightmare all over the world.
Yeah,
and sometimes you might have all the rules in the world, but it goes down to the understanding of the product by the technician that has been put in charge of this thing. I have received the other day the registration of this product in Spain. It's been hanging in there for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And the person that made all the effort probably did not understand fully the product and wanted us to add to the formulation like a bittering agent, like it would repel a kid if the kid was licking it. But the insecticide is inside, it's not outside. So.
Right. But what about the pouring the water? Like if a kid did get a hold, like pouring out the water, would that bother them, or do you have to worry about that? No,
the level of concentration of the insecticide is so low that the World Health Organization would consider the water drinkable.
Okay. Kidding.
No regulatory agency will ever allow us to say that it's drinkable, but we never detected an amount of insecticide in the water that would go above. So we are about 2 orders of magnitude, more than 100 times less than what the products that we use would be already allowed to be used in contact with people.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And way to stick it out, man.
It is.
I know it takes. I mean, that's the journey is the story, right?
It is.
The success will be the story, but to get there is.
I think that we should probably write a book about that.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
The story, because to make things even more complicated, I got investors that put some money, and I remember receiving the wire, December 2019. Yeah. And then I spent January and February all in this area to try to find a place where. And then COVID came. Oh. And it was, and the EPA basically shut down. Yep. So we said, okay, what happens? And we said, well, we will not be able to make sales in the United States for at least 2 years. Okay. But we can make sales in Europe and in other Asian countries. So maybe we should make the plant there.
There you go.
I said, how? I mean, I was with the long hair, my Star Wars T-shirt in front of a screen, the most rigid lockdown in Europe. How can I do that?
Right.
And then they said, well, in Poland there are less stringent regulations, so you might go there. So, but imagine making a plant for mosquitoes in a place with the snow and where there are no mosquitoes at all.
Great. Hey, man, congratulations and thanks for being here. That is absolutely what a great invention. Hey, all you inventors out there, you entrepreneurs, you can sit right here at the bar and talk about what you created as well. Until next time, y'all stay safe out there and be cool. We'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.